What's good, YouTube? Y'all ought to know it's your boys. Them boys crazy. Y'all ought to know it's your boy Road to Rob up in this motherfucker, man.
I already know what's going on, man. Know it's your boy Cam Official. Anytime you see our face, you know it's time for another reaction, man.
Man, we came across this channel, what's the channel name?
Hip Hop Daily.
Hip Hop Daily, you know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Hip Hop Daily. All these, his videos, you know what I'm saying? Just a disclaimer. We came across these just we never watched none of them, but we just seen like the titles and like the thumbnails, and it was about like still about music and stuff. So we wanted to kind of like try these videos out, and if y'all miss with them, we gonna keep on doing them type. Cause I ain't gonna lie, a lot of this stuff right here, it had me like caught up to how stuff be going. Cause sometimes I be hearing folks, decent folks don't be knowing what's going on. Then folks be like, how you ain't know this about this person? So I feel like if we watch these jumps, we really dig in.
Kind of similar to some of the videos we did before about like Fredo Bang and Young Boy, and kind of like the beef they had going on, and they kind of inform you on how certain stuff got started, X, Y, Z. So yeah, it's kind of similar, but like he said, it kind of keep us up to date. Cause I ain't gonna lie, he drop video every day about stuff that's going on now that we probably don't even know. So really and truthfully, we can inform y'all if y'all don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's something new that we trying out, but like he said, it's still dealing with, music.
Yeah,
so
hopefully y'all rocking with the joint, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, so we're finna go ahead and get into it. The first one we finna react to is KTS Dre versus G Herbo.
Like, cause I don't know who.
I don't even know who KTS.
KTS, and I ain't know G Herbo was in tour with somebody. Like I ain't.
It's called The War in Chicago, so we're finna go ahead and get into it.
G Herbo is one of the most respected rappers to make it out of Chicago. But before rap, Herb was also active in the streets and had beef with another Chirac savage, KTS Dre, who was shot 64 times outside of Cook County Jail. Let's take a look at this.
64 times?
The fuck?
Damn.
Hey, bro, you might as well go and get this shit on.
Savage, KTS Dre, who was shot 64 times outside of Cook County Jail. Let's take a look at this crazy story. Herb was born in the South Shore neighborhood of Chicago. He grew up on 79th Street, an area that was full of crime and violence. To keep him from getting into trouble, his mom made him go down to the local youth center after school, which is where he first linked up with Lil Bibby. They both had an interest in basketball and rap, so they formed a close relationship that still continues to this day. But growing up in a wild city like Chicago, it would take more than an after-school program to keep Herb out of trouble. In high school, he started skipping class to play basketball, and when he did show up, he was getting into constant fights. He eventually dropped out at just 16 and started getting deeper into the streets. Herb and Bibby were part of a local gang called No Limit, which is a renegade set of the Black Peace Stones. No Limit will form.
Yeah, why he be calling this No Limit Herb? I ain't know why. I thought he was on some I don't know.
Mine wasn't just some No Limit.
Oh, I thought he was No Limit Free.
Yeah,
I thought he
No
was
Limit Soda.
on my life. What the hell? See.
Alliance with the renegade set of the GDs called the Muskegon Boys and form a larger group called NL. No Limit will form an alliance with the renegade set of the GDs called the Muskegon Boys and form a larger group called NLMB, which stood for No Limit, Muskegon Boys, or Never Leave My Brothers Alone. Both of these groups are renegades.
I didn't know that. I mean, I knew NLMB, like he always ripping it, but I didn't know that's how they got started.
They didn't follow the rules and share the same beefs as the other gangs they broke off from. Plus, they had beef with almost every other gang in the city. One of their main ops is a GD set called KTS, or Kill to Survive. KTS Dre was a rapper affiliated with the gang who was from the Lakeside neighborhood. His whole family was affiliated with the GDs, including his father Vinny and his brother Lil Vinny. KTS would not only beef with NLMB, they would also beef with several BD sets as well, including O Block and 600. The beef between KTS and NLMB all started after the death of an affiliate named Paris Bassett, aka Lil Pez. Pez was killed back in March 2008 in the Grand Crossing neighborhood. He was found on the sidewalk with a bullet in his head on the 1300 block of East 72nd Street around 11 p.m. Pez was killed just 2 days before his mother's birthday when he was only 16 years old. His aunt later told the Chicago Tribune that Paris was a good kid, but he went down the wrong road and he got himself into something he could not get out of. She also believes his death was gang-related. Paris wasn't a confirmed member of KTS, but he was from the neighborhood and many people there loved him. So his death hit hard. No one was ever arrested for the murder, but KTS believed that NLMB was responsible. So, after that, it was an all-out war, and both KTS Dre and his brother Von would start applying pressure to NLMB. At one point, Dre and Von would slide into No Limit territory and press several members who were hanging out at a McDonald's. Dre would end up punching a No Limit member named Cairo in the face while recording the whole thing on video. Dre tried to get Cairo to say Rock, a dead man.
I'm sure like he just fired on his end. Really?
Dang. Okay.
named Cairo in the face while recording the whole thing on video.
I remember, you remember Lil Mouse? The rapper Lil Mouse? That,
Yeah, Lil Wayne.
yeah, I remember them might talk about, he used to say he sipping on Cairo or something like that. But I ain't know this is real time.
Dre would end up punching a No Limit member named Cairo in the face while recording the whole thing on video. Dre tried to get Cairo to say Rock, a dead member of NLMB.
Say Rock, son. Say Rock. What? Say it. Hey. Ain't no one zipping it up. Say Rock. Say it.
But Cairo refused to back down and stood his ground the whole time. As soon as KTS Dre and his homies left the McDonald's, gunfire can be heard in the background.
Now get back to the hood, man.
Right now, small businesses get Spectrum Business Internet and phone free for 1 month. So the best value is now.
Cairo also later confronted Dre on Instagram Live, proving that he wasn't scared. Then, in April 2010, a No Limit member named Faison Robinson was shot and killed on the 2900 block of East 79th Street. Police arrived on the scene named Faison Robinson, proving that he wasn't scared. Then, in April 2010, a No Limit member named Faison Robinson was shot and killed on the 2900 block of East 79th Street. Police arrived on the scene and found Robinson dead with a gunshot wound to the back of the head. He was brought to the hospital, but later pronounced dead at just 19 years old. Faison was known by the name G Fazo and was a respected member of NLMB.
That's where they get that term from. You know how they be saying G Fazo, like the forces and stuff? I think G Herbo started that. I think he did. I'm not sure. You know how they be calling it Air Force One G Fazo? I think they named it. Yeah, I think they named it after him.
G Herbo would later name his debut mixtape Welcome to Fazo Land after his dead homie and would shout him out often in songs. G Fazo's death also remains unsolved, but many have credited the hit to either KTS Vaughn or Dre. The following year, KTS would strike again and take out another NLMB member named Jacoby Heron, aka Kobe. The 21-year-old was killed outside the same McDonald's on the 2400 block of East 79th Street, where Dre punched No Limit Cairo. Kobe was another well-loved member of NLMB, and his death was a major loss for the game. In an interview with Sway in the Morning, Herb said that he was with Kobe celebrating Bibby's brother's birthday right before he got shot. He told Sway, "We was together. We was outside, like 4 in the morning, on the block chilling, shooting dice, all type of stuff. He just pimped off. He was always the type to not ask someone for shit. We got 5 cars out there. He ain't asked for a ride. He lived a couple blocks over, just walked off, and we heard shots go off. Like a lot of shots. We go to the scene, and I see my homie dead." Herb would go on and name his third mixtape, Ballin' Like I'm Kobe, in honor of his dead friend. No one was ever arrested for Kobe's murder either, but the word on the street is that it was KTS Vaughn and Dre. The rumor would basically be confirmed after KTS Dre dropped a song in 2015 called Kill to Survive, where he can be seen rocking a jacket that says "F your dead homie" on the back, along with a bunch of dead members of NLMB, including Fazo and Kobe. Now,
Man, them folks hit on some real ruthless.
I'm talking about they reckless, dog.
Man,
That's
them
tough.
folks,
I'm talking about real deal rocking that John. Man, imagine going to the mall or something.
and them folks got out.
I'm talking
That's why I
about
said them folks
they
ruthless.
reckless.
Yeah, they
reckless
for real. I ain't gonna lie.
homie on the back, along with a bunch of dead members of NLMB, including Fazo and Kobe. Not long after that, NLMB would even the score and take out KTS Vaughn for his wild disrespect. On June 23rd, 2015, Vaughn was standing with a group of people outside a house on Ellis Avenue, just south of 75th Street, when 2 men jumped out of an SUV and started shooting into the crowd. Vaughn was hit and pronounced dead at the scene, being only 21 years old. Like most murders in Chicago, Vaughn's killer was never found. But an NLMB member named Choppa would post a video online dissing Vaughn the day he died, leading many to believe that they were behind the murder. But before he had a chance to slide for his brother, KTS Dre would be arrested for a gun charge and would spend the next 3 years behind bars. Also, around that same time, G Herbo's career would really start taking off after the success of his hit track, Kill Shit with Lil Bibby. Herb and Bibby would ride the wave of Chicago drill while establishing their own sound. So even though the beef between KTS and NLMB still continued in the streets, the beef between Herb and Dre would be put on hold while Dre was locked up and Herb was working on his music. Even after being released for the gun charge, KTS Dre would continue to get sent back to jail over the next few years for charges that included child endangerment, domestic battery, and drug possession. In April 2020, he was caught with a gun again and sent right back to Cook County Jail.
Dog,
Dre was
damn.
Well, bro, I ain't gonna need none of that.
Did you stay out there more?
Real.
gas station when 2 cops saw him and started grilling him. When they looked in his car, they saw a pistol by the driver's seat. Dre tried to get away by jumping in the car and speeding off, but the officers were eventually able to stop him, and he was arrested for possession of a firearm as a convicted felon and resisting arrest. He was able to post bond, but was put on house arrest to await trial. Then, in January 2021, another NLMB member named Lil Greg would be killed in a broad daylight hit while getting his haircut at a local barbershop. Greg was inside the studio.
Them like the main place. Them like the main 3 places folks die: gas station, barbershops, and fast food restaurants. Them like the main 3 places.
Getting out of hand though.
Yeah, that's
I guess they be knowing. Like, I know you finna go there and get a chop. Get a chop when you at the gas station.
Yeah, or you trying to get something to eat. Them the main 3 places for real.
Can't even get a chop no more.
That's wow.
Barbershop on State Street when a gunman walked in and shot him in the face, then escaped in a Volvo SUV. Greg was brought to the hospital, but later pronounced dead at just 24 years old. All of his homies' deaths hit hard for G Herbo, but Greg's was possibly the worst. The two had known each other since they were just kids, and Herbo said that Greg was like a brother to him. A man named Christopher Mosley was later arrested for the shooting. Police pulled him over in the Woodlawn neighborhood, driving a vehicle that matched the description of the getaway car. Plus, they also discovered a .40 caliber Glock on him, but he was later released due to lack of evidence. Mosley is affiliated with the Pocket Town set of the GDs, a gang with ties to KTS. KTS Dre later claimed they had nothing to do with Lil Greg's death, but he also didn't care because he was still an op. Dre also used Greg's death to taunt members of NLMB, often telling them on social media, go to the barbershop.
I need to see the barber. I need to see my barber. I got myself looking up.
At that point, Dre was still on house arrest for the gun charge he caught back in April. He was only allowed to leave his house for a few hours each day to run errands. Dre wasn't gonna let that stop him from going about his business, and he continued to move around Chicago. He even made a trip to Wisconsin without the permission of the court. But when authorities found out about his activities, he was arrested for violating his parole and brought back to Cook County Jail. His fiancée posted his $5,000 bail, but he still had to spend the night locked up and wasn't released until the following day. As he was released, he was met by his fiancée and grandmother, and together they left Cook County and headed toward their car. As they exited the jail, 2 cars pulled up and several shooters hopped out. They all...
Folks be knowing, bro, I'm trying to tell you. But see, what it be is, man, like, that's why I be trying to tell a lot of folks, but when it comes to, man, stuff like this, it's just like female, bro. Niggas talk.
They know
that's why you can't tell folks what you doing, how you doing, all that free what you call, he getting out tomorrow, you can't do all that.
Exactly.
Real.
letting off shots, showering Dre and his family with bullets. His grandmother was hit in the knees, and an innocent bystander was also grazed in the mouth, but they both survived. Dre was shot a total of 64 times in the face and torso and passed away almost immediately at just 31 years old. No one has been arrested for his murder, but many have claimed it was the work of NLMB getting revenge for the disrespect of Lil Greg. Their hood was allegedly shot up the same night, and it makes sense given their history. KTS Dre's death closed a chapter on one of the craziest beefs in the history of Chicago. At this point, Herb has too much to lose, and KTS just lost one of their most respected members. Herb got the upper hand with his main op gone. It's hard to tell if he'll leave the streets alone for good or get stuck.
Because they killed both of the brothers. Both of the brothers did.
Into the beef. Hopefully, he can now put the past behind him and focus on his music so he doesn't end up dead as well. Well, that's all for today. Please smash that like button and subscribe.
I'm trying to tell you, man, look. Real, I don't care where you at, what you doing, how you doing it, man.
You gotta move in silence.
Man, for real. I ain't gonna need not lie. I'm telling real talk. Man, that's what I see, man. Folk be, but like when folk be doing this rapping and talking all this, like, I ain't gonna say no name, but when folk be doing all this rapping and y'all folk be talking about some, he the Grim Reaper, he the da-da-da. Then when they die and all this, y'all be crying and doing, oh, man, I can't believe. What you mean you can't believe? Y'all Jay hyping him up when he was here. That's why I be trying to tell you, them folk that be listening to the music, some of y'all be the reason why folk be getting
for real,
bro. I ain't gonna lie. Some of y'all
be
really
folks to keep putting on this image that ain't real.
That they really ain't on. Even if they was on it before, these folk rapping, them folks ain't out here doing all this and rapping. How that's possible? How these folk doing all this moving? Then you better folk to myself. Oh, they got hitters. They go do this.
They just know how they smart with their. They just know how to do this and that.
Man, what this ain't no movie, bro. This ain't.
This is real life.
Come on now, bro. This ain't Bad Boy and
But I ain't gonna lie. I really didn't even know too much about this at all. Like I know a couple of people that they mentioned in the video, but as far as like the whole beef, I ain't even know nothing about it.
Yeah, I'm telling, I ain't know.
But
that's crazy.
I ain't gonna lie though. They put me up on game. But I hope you heard, boy. You know.
Oh yeah, for real.
Real deal. Stay safe
low
out.
key.
Stay out the way.
real, for real.
Cause stuff like this really never go away.
Man, nah.
You know, they'll chill out for a little minute and you be thinking the beef dead or whatever, but it's really never dead. So
Real, for real.
I just hope my boy keep moving the way he moving. That's all I can really say.
Man, if y'all like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like the rest, don't forget to subscribe. Like we said, man, we're gonna keep shooting these type videos out, you know, to my just to, you know what I'm saying, show y'all a little something with
Stay
these type
consistent,
videos.
you know, get them out, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, get them out. You know,
Some of our music video we be trying to upload, but the jump be
Yeah.
getting blocked for it. Y'all know.
Y'all know how it go.
Y'all know other reactions. Y'all know how I go with the music reaction. But like I said, if y'all like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you like the rest, don't forget to subscribe. It's your boy, the boy, Crazy.
Yeah.
And we up.